Well, we finally have a sequel to Shadow of Mordor, a game that came out a few years ago that I really liked. I thought that was one of the better games of the year, and one of the better open-world games I'd played in a long time. I was initially concerned for that game when I first heard about it. I first saw some gameplay. I was like, well, this could be either, Batman or Assassin's Creed, but with a Lord of the Rings skin. And in a lot of senses, it kinda was, but at the same time, they did a really good job with the Lord of the Rings skin, and, the Nemesis system is nothing to scoff at either. The idea that if an orc kills you or something, and it ends up going, higher up in the ranks and things like that, and they all get their own personality traits, and all this really cool stuff that affects how you battle them, and what their weaknesses and strengths are. All that stuff really made the original Shadow of Mordor really interesting and fun to play. I think I put at least 50 hours into it, and I enjoyed myself for the majority of that. I think the biggest drawback to the original game was that there wasn't as much depth as I wanted there to be in the maps and in the Nemesis system traits and stuff. It did end up feeling a little bit samey after a while. I'm hoping that now with Shadow of War being announced, and we're getting some gameplay next month on March 8th, which isn't too far away, which sounds really good to me. I'm hoping that they basically take the formula that they created with Shadow of Mordor and just expand upon it. Give us more enemy varieties rather than orcs and archers, or orcs with boards and spears, or, stuff like that. I would rather see say fighting ring wraiths, for example that you're seeing right here in the trailer or something like that, or fighting trolls, or fighting just some more enemy variety and stuff, because it did get a little bit samey in the original one, and I want to see more traits that are in the Nemesis system, different things that can happen. They're saying, from what I've heard, that your entire game world will kind of be unique depending on what you do in the game. I don't know exactly what form that's going to take. A lot of people seem to be thinking that it's going to, change everything. That everything's going to be absolutely different all the time. That's probably not going to be the case, as I think we should all be aware. It might be something like, you'll fight some different bosses at maybe a different time, or maybe it'll be similar to the first game where you go on your final mission and you fight a bunch of, the bosses that remain in the game at that time, or some weird things like that. And I'm all for that. I just want to see more stuff expanded upon. I feel like with this game and this series, as it becomes a true series now with the next game, and probably a game after that as well, I think we could all assume that a third one's going to happen as well. I don't want to see them shoehorning in a bunch of new mechanics. I just want to see them expand on the ones that they already have and make it so that it does a few things really good, because that's what made the original game so fun to play for me. I knew exactly what I was getting into, and everything that it did really well and felt in depth, rather than trying to do absolutely everything and just making it super mediocre or super bland. I love that they were showing off things like the Balrog and stuff. That sounds pretty awesome if you can fight other enemy varieties like that. Of course, there were trolls in it as well, like I said, ring wraiths, so if you can throw those in the game and then have different tactics, or even apply the Nemesis system to them so that they'll have their own traits and stuff too, that'd be absolutely sick. And I'm really excited for this one, actually. It's not often that I get super giddy about a game that's coming out or anything like that, but this one in particular seems like something that has the potential to be super awesome. However, of course, we don't have gameplay that's coming up on the 8th of March, so we're going to see exactly what direction they're going in when that gameplay starts. And until then, though, and hopefully after then, if the gameplay ends up looking really good, I'm going to be excited for this one. So let me know what you think about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Shadow of War in the comments if you want to continue the discussion. Of course, just get in contact with me anytime over on my Discord server. If you want to support me, there's a couple ways you can do that. VidMe and Patreon are the best ways. Throw $1 my way. I'd appreciate it. That'd be super awesome. I am PattyJack, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.